Have you ever wondered why America is free? And have you ever considered what it would be like if America was not free? And if I were to ask you, what are your responsibilities regarding preserving freedom for all Americans, what would you say? The United States of America is a country which is united by shared values of freedom and equality. And we as Americans have certain responsibilities which are very important in order to keep America a free and a prosperous nation. Bob Dylan said that a hero is someone who understands the responsibilities which come with freedom. We have the responsibility to know our rights, to understand what they are founded on and where they came from. In America, we are very blessed to have many of our rights recognized and protected, while some other countries are not as fortunate. In the Declaration of Independence, it states that all men are created equal and that we are all endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, and that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And for the purpose to secure those rights, governments were instituted by men. Once we understand our rights and what they are based on, we will be able to fulfill a very important responsibility which we all have, and that is the responsibility to always speak for what is right and never for what is wrong. There have been so many awful events in the history of the world. The first which comes to my mind is the Holocaust. Kristallnacht was a series of violent pogroms against the Jews taking place November 9th and 10th, 1938, all across Nazi Germany, and it truly was a very terrible event. In times such as these, I believe that we have three options. The first is to join in, the second is to be passive or to do nothing, and the third is to use your influence for good and against evil. In the event of Kristallnacht, many people did nothing, and in his article entitled The Lessons of Kristallnacht, Jeffrey Billman said that the world shrugged and the Holocaust ensued. The third option is the right one. Someone named Helmut Hubner was a great example of this. He was a young boy who disapproved of the events of Kristallnacht. He also disapproved when his church congregation began to ban Jews from their services. He and some of his friends chose to actively oppose the Nazis by distributing pamphlets which contained material from British broadcasts, which was illegal in Nazi Germany at the time. Later, he was convicted of treason, and at only 17 years of age, he was the youngest opponent of the Third Reich to be sentenced to death by the People's Court and executed. Can you imagine a world where, whenever there was an act of evil, individuals would speak up against it? The men who wrote the Declaration of Independence were committing treason by signing it, yet they firmly believed that it was the right thing to do. It ends saying, "And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor." They gave their lives for our freedom. They fulfilled their responsibility to speak for what is right and against what is wrong. It is because of this brave act that America is the way it is now, and we have the responsibility to do our best to always preserve the freedom which they fought for.